This is a BMW 530e, and in some ways it is very much like a BMW i8. But in many other ways, it's not like an i8. Let me explain. For starters, this has 4 doors rather than 2. And unlike the i8's doors, these open quite conventionally, not swing up in swan style, which does make it a little bit more practical to use on a daily basis. But then this is a 5 Series, it should be more practical, and it is. Like the i8, this is a plug-in hybrid, but unlike the i8, this has a 4-cylinder turbo rather than a 3-cylinder turbo. So you might be thinking it has more power. No, not really, because the gasoline engine produces about 180 horsepower. The electric motor gives you about 111. You would be thinking, oh wow, that must give you about 290 horsepower, but no, in reality, total net output is 248 horsepower, which is plenty, but it is nearly 100 less than the i8, and this is a much heavier vehicle, so of course performance isn't going to be quite as entertaining as in the i8. But this also costs a whole lot less, say nearly $80,000 less in Canada, so good value. Like the i8, the 530e offers you a few drive modes to make the best use out of its performance and economy. So they are the usual traction off, sport, comfort, and eco pro buttons there, plus the e-drive. When you also activate these drive mode buttons, it changes the look of the speedometer. So here's what the instrument binnacle looks like when it's in comfort mode. Press sport, it changes. Go Eco Pro and it changes again. Then if you go through the e-drive menu, it gives you different options of max e-drive, battery control, auto e-drive, and so you really can drive the vehicle based on what you're doing to maximize either the most performance or the most economy. And I quite like that. The P is for your parking, and the camera is to activate the camera, which is right now showing the front. Like a lot of BMWs currently, it is available with around view monitoring, which is like magic. Actually, it looks like a drone is flying above your vehicle, showing you where you're at, so you can see the curb right there. So that's very impressive. Less impressive is the fact that while you get cruise control, adaptive cruise control is not standard, and on this tester, which is well over $70,000, I think it should have had adaptive cruise control as standard. A Hyundai Elantra comes with that if you go for the ultimate package, and that's a less than $30,000 car. So come on, BMW, give us those options as standard. Another area where it's not quite as impressive as it should be, or as commodious as a regular 5 Series sedan, is in the trunk space, because the batteries are fairly, well, they're tucked underneath the floor, so the floor is higher, so that means your trunk is not as deep as it should be, although there is some extra space for you to put away your laptop, stuff like that. You do get your level 1 charger in that neat little pack. However, to be honest, it's got more than enough space for most people to use on a regular basis, so the trunk space is good. It's not the greatest, but it's good. At least it's got fold down rear seats as well, so you can carry quite a bit of stuff in this vehicle. This will do 0 to 100k in about 5.8 seconds. That's fairly quick. On top of that, top speed is just over 200 kilometers an hour, which is, let's be realistic, more than fast enough for our daily needs. Especially in Canada, there's no place on public roads you can go that fast. At least you shouldn't. Picks up really well, and what's so impressive is that the transition between electric drive and the gasoline engine kicking in is so seamless. You will not feel any jerkiness, any awkwardness. It just feels like natural. Really like that. Really am impressed with the smoothness of this vehicle. What isn't quite as impressive is the electric range. So on a full charge you should get about 45 kilometers, but in real world driving it's been doing more like 30 at best. So it might work for some people. It will probably put some other people off that it's not enough range. But then you have to understand, this is not one of those hybrids that is exponentially more expensive than the gasoline version. You can buy a 530i for just $4,500 less than the 530e, and that's just the full gas version. So for $4,500 more, so base price for this is $67,500 in Canada. You know what, it might just be good enough for a select group of people. For instance, my father doesn't do much driving. In an entire day, he would barely crack 25 kilometers. If he plugs this in every day, he wouldn't have to buy gas for a long time, because he rarely ever goes out of town. If you've got a very dedicated drive route, it might work for you as well. As far as fuel economy goes, in my test cycle, I averaged 8.8 liters per 100 kilometers. I should explain, my test cycle is 300 kilometers. It included about 170 kilometers of highway driving, about 130 kilometers of city driving, out of which 40 kilometers was covered in electric drive. To charge your 530e, you open this. That's where you plug it in. Go to a charge station, grab this, insert, and it's charging. And level 2 charging will take about 3 hours to fully charge it. If you use level 1, it'll take you about 7. So it's not the solution to everybody's problems, but it is a good alternative.